it's said that in ancient times of the Rig Vedic times, they simply meditated, went into samadhi, and realized the truth. Is that true? And if so, why is it that they could do it then and we can't do that now?
You know, they were like great giants of science. The West has produced, as Swami Vivekananda said, they were giants of spirituality. Means they understood certain things. First, they pondered. As I have always told, as the world was pondering about sun, moon, earth, resources, astronomical things, Milky Ways, black holes, so many things, they bothered about our own self. Like as a child, I also used to think, am I born with this body's birth and am I going to become extinct? Death means finish when this body dies. Or am I going to exist in some other form? What the truth is. If at all I am that Atman, so why is that I am not aware of that? So they pondered about what is the secret of my own existence. And also they understood two more important things. Second one is, if we need to know the truth, keenly observe. That's what meditation is, observation, perfectly with focused mind. This is one important thing. Another, they thought, and that consciousness must not be into any type of imagination. If it is imagining, it will be mixed attention. Attention will go on to the imagination, different thoughts also. No, that's the reason we try to teach. Just watch and do not bother if any thoughts or visions come. Don't pay attention or don't try to analyze, make any judgments. Just keep watching. They will all dissolve. So then the truth can be visible. That's what they try. So as they also did, slowly as they went on watching, all thoughts and visions came down. Their attention went on to the consciousness of existence. These things were possible because their mental abilities focused, to remain focused. Their exposure to the outside world was hardly anything. Just like even I also tell, 55 years ago when we were kids, we hardly had any exposure to the outside world. There were no gadgets, television, telephone, all these were great luxuries type, rarely. So that's why we didn't get exposed to the outside world, and we listened to our parents. That was the manners we were taught. Even we wouldn't go anywhere without informing them. So all these things were there. So that's why our mind was less exposed and less distracted. So it remained always into oneness. So then the meditation became very easier. Otherwise, in today's world, imagine the moment a child is born, all gadgets are there. It's born with gadgets type. So they get exposed so much, but they don't get proper explanations. Whatever is said, they believe. Their mind simply takes it. And when so much of distraction is there, it becomes very difficult. So that was how those ancient sages could meditate silently. Even then, imagine, this is what we have read in scriptures. Even then, one saint thought, Saint Angirasa, means it's very difficult to remain in samadhi for everybody. Keep that mind so quiet all the time, so that to keep it positively engaged to the divinity, he evolved the fire sacrifice. So with that, the atmosphere's cleansing also would happen. All bacteria, any such things, and their mind also would become concentrated there with the chant of mantra. They composed such mantras praying to the divine and praising the divine's qualities, all pervadedness, and the divinity, divine in nature, which could give us peace and happiness, all such things. They prayed with that mantra. And also they prayed, make our minds purified, quiet, and make it eligible to become one with you, my Lord. That was one of the important things. So thus they could do that one, that was possible. You see, after the time has passed by, years and ages, humans, as new things have come, though science technology has advanced and it is appreciable, wonderful things, but however, it has made humanity very weak. The 50 kilometers or 100 kilometers our grandfathers or their grandfathers walked easily, trekking. So we wouldn't go even 10 kilometers. So I was wondering, Ambaji was telling other day, I can walk 10 kilometers easily. I thought, "Okay, my God, she is very strong statement. I cannot even walk maybe 1 or 2 kilometers. So we have become weak. One is depending always on the machines and the type of food that we eat and the working culture, all these things matters a lot. So we want everything easy, like an instant. So day before yesterday also I was sitting in the temple, Arati was going on, one person came for darshan. His only one question was, is there any easiest way to achieve peace and God? I said, it is easy, you have made it complicated. You need to be determined, you just need to practice, and once you practice, it becomes natural for you. When you are into that practice regularly, every day you chant God's name, and it's become so easy. So every day you sit for 30 minutes. Suddenly one day you come in front of me once in 6 months and you want to sit, and it will be so difficult. You will be miserable. Even when you go away also, you practice every day. You all of you sit with me today 1 hour. So after all this, more than 1 or 2 years that we have been conducting Zoom, so many of you are definitely comfortable, I can see, to sit for 1 hour. Easily you can sit. So like that, if you are practicing regularly, even after Saturday also, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, every day you practice. Don't wait for another Saturday only. Then things become very easy. Otherwise it will be very difficult. We'll start telling, oh, I cannot do, I want, just like a fast food, I want self-realization. It's your mind. It is slippery. It's gone out of control since time immemorial, and you have to control. The master teaches, guides, gives clue, inspires. Everything is there. Master is ready to do. But it is, as the horse, it is you who have to drink the river's water. We can take the horse to the river, but it's the horse which has to drink the water finally. So that is the basic reason why they could do and we are unable to do. Determination, discipline, self-discipline. So all these things are very necessary.
Thank you. So how can we turn this around? Our mind, you say, is weaker and more corrupted. Every generation, every lifetime, it seems to be getting weaker and weaker and more distracted and corrupted. So it must be harder and harder every lifetime to achieve self-realization.
So that's what created an impact for us when we read a little bit of Bhagavad Gita. So Arjuna expresses, Manah chanchalam astiram. Oh Lord, this mind is so slippery and runs away quickly. It's so difficult to control. How to do this? One word and sentence he uses, Krishna, abhyasetu kaunte. Abhyas means practice. By practice, O son of Kunti. So this is the greatest mantra. Every day you practice. First day you are underdog, and that has the upper hand. And as you practice every day, you sit down, sit down, sit down. So if I don't walk for many days, I feel very weak. Then Ambaji pushes, come on, you must go one more round, 2 more rounds. Then I started feeling better. Next day I walked very easily without she pushing me. I walked a few more rounds. Practice. And to do this practice, you need to be disciplined, self-disciplined, determined. Every day without fail you do this. You can fail to take the food, but you must not fail to meditate, Swamiji said.
Thank you. So, can you explain about the 6 shapes of the mind, please?
See, ancient sages, they told about this. They understood the secrets of mind. All the mind takes shape, all these 6 shapes. Everything, every thought, every imagination of the mind comes under these headings only. Kama means when your desire crosses all boundaries, it becomes greedy. That's what it is. Just to have a desire itself is not wrong, we have told. But when you are unable to restrain yourself and go on and on, it becomes greedy, craving. That becomes the basic reason for unhappiness. Krodha. Anger may be useful at many places, in administration, in the battlefield, and so on and on. But it shouldn't be that you become a short-tempered person. You lose temper for every smaller thing. You cannot control yourself and you cannot restrain. You cannot maintain your composure at all. For every small thing, before you understand what it is, so you would have lost your temper. We have seen such people. They start shouting. They wouldn't have understood what you were trying to tell, what the situation is, what somebody tried to tell, but they will start shouting. So that is the weakness, that is the short temper, that is the krodha. Lobha is stinginess. Like familiarly Swamiji has always told, 12 bananas, you have 4, you have 6, at least 4, 6 you try to give to others also. If you want to have all the 12 for yourself, that is stinginess. You also need, you have yourself, but try to give a little bit to others also. So that is the lobha. Moha, extreme attachment to impermanent world, materialistic, impermanent world. We know that this world is impermanent, this body also goes, but we cannot stay even for a moment without this. Our mind is always greedy, thinking. So then it becomes miserable. If the thing goes, we are miserable. Oh God, I depend on this laptop and something happens to this laptop, gone. We depend on the electricity goes off and the internet goes off. So we become miserable, feel like banging our head. I'm unable to be in touch with my friend. I cannot gossip anymore. This internet is troublesome. I want to break this laptop. So like that we lose tempers. We need to have patience. These things happen because impermanent. Anytime, anything can happen. If it happens, what to do? As long as it is there, we can utilize the services. So this is moha. Mada is false pride. Some people try to take credit for everything and keep boasting. Oh, just now God came there and he was asking me, are you all right, my son? Is there anything that I can do for you? They talk such a highest terminology. They talk of president and prime minister shaking hands and inquiring, oh, you stay there. Oh, so wonderful. That place is really wonderful. Like that, they keep boasting. They cannot help. They are like jokers. Everybody will be laughing, but they have to boast. Boasting like this. That is the false pride, unnecessary arrogance and egoistic views they show. This is the mada, what is known as. Matsarya is very common in human being. Jealousy. Oh, why is that fellow smiling? I must make his smile disappear. I will make his life miserable. When I am miserable, he also must be miserable. Why is he happy? When I have lost 2 eyes, he must lose at least 1 eye. Type of thinking. jealousy. So common in life, in societies, people are so jealous. Even if you don't harm the other, if you are to yourself, your existence is miserable, makes miserable them. So they are jealous of these things. So that's what the six, they called it Ari Shadvarga. Ari means enemy. The six Shadvarga, the six shapes of the mind, six enemies of human mind. Means also any human being who has these things in their mind is the first casualty. They lose peace. All the 24 hours they will be greed and they will be jealous of the other. They will be having such ego and arrogance. How dare they talk about this? They have to be, I will do whatever I want to do. I am the king. I can do anything I want type of thinking. That's what people do, you know. So that's what people do. We have seen in the societies, we get to see every day like this. So like that, they lose their own peace also. That's why it is said, whoever has got six enemies of human mind, one needs to overcome. The first stage of these things may be necessary. There is thin edge of difference always. A desire and a greed, thin edge of difference, a wall is there. And anger for self-respect, we need to control in administration. Otherwise, servants will sit on your head and servant will start talking, hey, I am the owner here, I am the one who will decide. He just inside, he doesn't come even outside. That's what happens. Further, a little bit anger is necessary, but we don't have to lose ourselves totally. Restrain ourselves. After doing the job, we must control, come back. The thin edge of difference is there for everything. Like I told, having a desire itself is not a problem, but to become so extremely attached, without that we cannot live even one single moment. So people come, they quietly go, slip away, go outside the gate, have a smoke, and then again come back, sit, Babaji, Babaji, like this. They'll be doing all these things. Again, they cannot keep quiet. After half an hour, they have to get up, go and do a small smoking, again come back. Such habitual they become. They cannot even sit for 1 or 2 hours without doing. That is the extreme attachment. That is moha, lobha. So all these things have different. Lobha, again important, you see. Everybody has a right to defend their things. You don't have to give up everything. If somebody comes and tries to rob you from your home and send you out, you don't have to accept that one. Oh, I need not have attachment, let me go away. That is not the thing. You defend, you need a place to stay. You have a right to defend. Simply you don't have to be greed, that's all. You don't have to be so much attached. If at all one day our body dies, I won't be attached so much to this ashram that I am going to pack up and take it with me wherever I go. I myself don't know where I will go type. So this happens for everyone. So these are the fundamental scientific truths that we human beings forget. Very quickly we forget, get involved into these things. Self-respect and false pride also. There is a thin edge of difference. Everybody need to have self-respect. Always self-respect, I have told, will be polite, composed, and will not be arrogant or rude in nature, in talking. In talking also they will be polite. You can be polite. Politely you can say, no, it's all right. I don't need any help from you, it's all right. So, like that.
Thank you, Babaji. Those 6 shapes are all negative. Why are the shapes all negative? Is there a reason why there are no positive shapes to the mind?
So these are negative because it destroys your physical health, mental health, and moral health also. All these 3 are the most important thing for a human being who has a physical body and a mind. These both needs to be healthy. See, they all have chain of actions and reactions. When the mind loses temper, it becomes so anger. So much of blood can be lost, or boils, it gives blood pressure, it is so much of load on the brain by mind. So these affects other organs also, our lungs, our heart, our stomach, our liver, everything can get affected eventually. Every day, 24 hours, if you are losing temper, so your blood pressure will be high always. This thing happens. So that is why these are known as negative. So convert it into positive. Have control over that. Anything of this world is not totally prohibited. Simply need to have control. A car, a vehicle is not prohibited, but you need to drive and have control. When to apply brakes, when to, how much to press the accelerator. Some boys go on the road. They want to show business. You have to travel from there to there. So don't consider about other vehicles, careful about other things. You might be hitting onto a tree and you might die. That's why everywhere we get to see the board, speed thrills but kills. So it means that is how things get turned to negativity. The same thing, it is the same thing. Mind's shape, it is the same. When it becomes extreme, that is what it is. A soldier need to have a weapon to defend the country. But if a terrorist is given the weapon, he will simply go on killing anybody. Extremism, that's what is known as. So simply it is the mind which, when we lose control, the same positivity becomes negative. So if we practice meditation regularly, one thing, if we have control, having control over the mind and having control over ourselves is all the same. Mind is nothing but we. Mind is conscious. That consciousness is what we as the soul. That's what we realize when we deeply meditate. Regularly when we meditate, we understand about ourselves, our mind's secret. We will always have control. We know how much to talk, when to keep quiet. We should not become a chatterbox. That doesn't mean that you become dumb, you don't have talk at all. Talk when it's necessary. When it's not necessary, learn to keep quiet. That's good manners, life. So some people cannot stop. They go on and on and on and talking everywhere. They keep intruding and they want to express their things first. They lose control. They become habitual. So that's what happens. For positivity, negativity. The same thing can be positive. The same thing can become negative.
Thank you. In the Mahabharata, there's the story of Yudhishthira and Duryodhana being sent to explore the country and report back. Could you tell us about the lesson from that?
Yeah, we all have read since childhood. These are small stories that used to come. When they both were sent on a pilgrimage of the country. So in royal families, princes used to be sent out so that they mingle with public, they become familiar of the society, the needs of people, their desires, what are their problems, all this they should understand. So when they came back, so it is said that Bhishma asked them questions. How did you find the people of this country? Yudhishthira was always positive. He saw only positive things of people. He said they are very dharmatmas, means righteous people. They are considerate to each other. They have very good habits. They are hard-working people. They are good agriculturists. Everything like that he spoke. When Duryodhana was asked separately, he said everybody drinks alcohol day in and day out. So much of vulgar language they keep using. So everywhere, and they try to kill each other. They keep scolding each other. 24 hours they use all the filthy language. He saw. So this is said that finally the moral is Yudhishthira's attitude was very positive always. So he got to see positive things only. He mingled with only such people. So he didn't know that the other side of the story is also there in this world. So that's how it happened. Whereas Duryodhana was very negative from childhood, his samskaras were like that. So he mingled with all wrong people, wrong society. He went all those things got attracted. So he saw them only, he thought the country is full of only them. So you get to see both things. When you come to Dehradun, so you get to see both positive, negative, good people, bad people. So place has nothing to do with human beings. So some people are like that, some people are like this. So if you are habitual, every day you will chant about God, you will think about God, you will talk about God, and when you are eating, you eat about God. Every time you are only with God, God, God. All the time, suddenly somebody asks, what's happening? God. I know only God.
One question that was sent in, somebody said, blessed are those who are pure in heart. I think that's a quotation from the Bible. What qualities of the mind is there to make the mind pure?
When it is withdrawn from this world's illusory things, materialistic things, then it becomes purified. Also, when we do spiritual sadhana, like worship, a repetition of a divine's name or a mantra chant, singing of devotional songs, and highest meditation, then the mind's corruption decreases. Means how it happens, that person overcomes his own selfishness and narrow-mindedness. Generally, human beings very quickly become selfish, and when they are selfish, they are narrow-minded also. Their thinking will be very mean and little. It's like the frog of the small pond. They cannot think about the ocean, welfare of the ocean, the entire country, whole world, like that. So, I am this body, and I need everything for this body. Everything should be mine. I need to own. Like that, the mind becomes corrupted. Once one realizes it is a futile exercise to have all the 12 bananas, everything, then mind becomes more purified with consistent practice of meditation. So, if a person does with the application of right technique, without any such materialistic desire, that is the highest type of meditation or prayer. So, provided this, then the mind becomes purified and overcomes corruption of selfishness and narrow-mindedness. So, it will do only things for the need. It will not go into a greediness. That purification automatically happens. The mind that would have been corrupted since time immemorial will come down. Consistent, right type of meditation practice is necessary. When we are doing other spiritual exercises like worship or singing of divine glory, devotional songs, chants, mantra chant, repetition of Guru's name or God's name, if these things are done sincerely by applying the mind, mind's concentration is very important, then only the mind becomes purified. Otherwise, you might be sitting for 40 years of meditation and mind would hardly become purified, the corruption will continue. If you have not adopted the right technique, simply you are sitting and you are going into sleepy and you are not really watching and you are after the thoughts, you are entertaining and got involved with the thoughts. So that's what makes you more corrupted. So that is how you can overcome the corruption is possible.
Pranam Babaji.
Yeah, my blessing.
So you said that the Rishi Angarasa, he created the fire sacrifice in order to help people focus their minds. Now, traditionally, he's considered to be a rishi, a seer. And I'm wondering, you said he composed the mantras of the Vedas. Were they composed like a poet composes them? Or were they seen more as a vision, as a cognition that came to him from the divine?
It came as an inspiration and they went on composing. And then other sages also composed when these practices came in. So they composed, like Vishwamitra composed the Gayatri and the Mrityunjaya mantra, supposed to be one of the most ancient mantras, which became very popular eventually. So like that, on inspiration only they went on creating. It is the inspiration that is the truth. A vision also can happen out of inspiration only.
What was the origin of the inspiration?
When their mind became purified with meditation, that gets connected to the divinity, which is the source of all good, bad, right, wrong, ignorance, knowledge, everything that comes. So when in a purified way, mind gets connected, so then the right things come, which are beneficial to the society, to the world. Like we have told, when a question is asked, an answer comes spontaneously for me. I don't plan, I don't have to think, I don't have to go into my experiences all the time. Though I tell, okay, based on my experience, that is true. But here I don't have to think or read the folder, open the book, nothing. Spontaneously it comes. That's what either you call as a vision or as inspiration, whatever it is.